If you want to get on top of your finances this year, I have great news for you, because today we'll be going through exactly how to do a budget step by step. And exciting news, I'll also be sharing a tool that you can follow along with and do your budgeting for free in. And this is actually the tool that I'm currently building, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So let's jump right in. There are many different budgeting methods out there, but one of my personal favorites is the 50-30-20 budget. The 50-30-20 budget is a rough guide that you can use to do your budgeting. As a guide, 50% of your budget goes towards your needs, for example, your living expenses like your rent or mortgage, groceries, transport, utilities, etc. And 30% of your budget goes towards the fun stuff like eating out, going out with friends, travel, entertainment, and more. And that leaves 20% that goes towards your savings or investments, so that you can feel like you're getting ahead with your finances every month. This is personally the budget that I like using because I find that it helps me stay on top of my finances so I don't feel like I'm missing out in any area of life. I get all of my needs met, I'm able to have a bit of fun in my life, and I also feel like I'm making progress towards my financial goals because I am regularly contributing towards my savings and investment goals. Another popular budgeting method is the pay yourself first budget. This is when you pay yourself first and you set aside some money towards your savings and investments before you start allocating your different expense categories. And there's a really popular quote from Warren Buffett which summarizes the pay yourself budget perfectly, and that is, don't save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. So as we can see from this quote, Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, is definitely a fan of the pay yourself first budget. I personally am a fan of both budgeting methods, the pay yourself first budget and the 50-30-20 budget, and I actually use both of them in my life. But at the end of the day, it's important to find a budgeting method that works for you. And now onto the fun part, how to set up a budget step by step. The first step is to head on over to app.billaroo.com/sign up and create a free account. We are so excited to be sharing this tool with you because we have put so much work into this tool, and this is the very first time that we are launching it, and we are so excited to keep on iterating on this tool. And I'm going to show you how to sign up just to show you how easy it is. You just need to follow the prompts. And there you have it, you've just signed up to Billaroo. The next step is to create your budget, so simply click on Create My Budget, and here you can start putting in your own budget categories. You can choose to do this individually, or you can also add in your potential partner's income if you have a partner. So the first step is to start putting in your different income streams. You can put in things such as your salary, any side hustle income, any interest that you receive, dividends or rent, then start putting in your investments, and then finally you can start putting in your expenses. Your different budget expense categories could include things like your rent or mortgage, groceries, eating out, entertainment, travel, transport, subscriptions, clothes, and more. So I'm just going to fill out my numbers. So now I've put in my budget and what I expect to spend per month. The next step is to actually start seeing how I actually spend my money and whether it's aligned to my budget, or perhaps if there are any improvements that I could make in my budget. And don't worry if you don't have all of your expense categories in here yet, you will be able to add some as you go. So the next step is to start adding my transactions. So I simply click on Add My Transactions, and here you get an option to upload a CSV or to add them manually. I personally like to upload a CSV. And here I just need to start mapping the fields. So I just put in date here, and the date format is day, month, year. I put in the description and the amount. And then I just simply click on continue. Now I just go through this list and I start mapping each of these transactions into the categories that I've created. And don't worry if there is a category that you haven't already created yet, because you can create one in this step. So let's say I want to map this transaction to a new category. I just simply click on Add New Category. I'm going to call this one DIY. And then I'm just going to set a budget, which is $100. So now I've categorized all of my expenses. The next step is to click on continue. Let's say, for example, you don't have all of your expenses in that CSV. What you can also do with this tool is you can add a manual expense, and I'm going to show you how. So simply click on add manually. Here I'm going to put in my salary. and then when I'm finished, I simply click on finish. And that's how to add an expense manually. But here's where it gets really, really cool. Once I've put in all of my different income streams and my different expenses, I can actually start breaking down this data and see how my spending is actually going when I compare it to my budget. So head on over to the overview tab, and as you can see, February is going pretty well so far. It is only halfway through the month, so I don't have all of my expenses yet. However, we can start to get a bit more of a picture of how my budget is going. And we can see that even though it's only halfway through the month of February, I've already overspent on the baby category and the home category. So that's something we could potentially improve on. So this is my data from last month, and as we can see, I have overspent in a few different categories. For example, groceries, eating out, beauty, clothes, and home expenses. So I could definitely look to improve those different categories in the future. However, there are also some categories where I did underspend in my budget. For example, travel, health, utilities, and entertainment. And thankfully last month I still was able to meet my investing goal of investing $2,000 last month, while still having a bit of savings left over on the side. And if I just click on this toggle, I can actually start to compare my budget from January to December. And as we can see, I definitely have done a way better job in January than I did in December. Our total income in December was actually less than what it was in January. We also had more expenses in December, probably because of Christmas time, and we also invested less in December. And if I scroll down here, I can actually see which different categories I spent more money in each of these different months. And if you would like more of a breakdown on exactly how you spent your money, you can simply click on, let's say for example, eating out, and it will take me back to a list of all of the things that I spent money on in the month of January for the category eating out. So I can see a bit of a breakdown on exactly how I spent my money in the month of January for each of my different expenses. So Pablo and I are so excited to bring this tool to life, and we are so excited to keep on iterating on this tool. So you can sign up to Billroo for free by going onto app.billroo.com/sign up, create a free account, start creating your budget, and let us know how you go with this tool and what improvements you would like to make with it, because we want to keep on iterating on this tool and make it better and better for you and I to use, so that we can do our budgeting even better next month. Thank you so much for all of the support that you've shown us over the past couple of years, because your support is what has enabled us to be able to create this tool, and also to be able to do what we love, which is creating content full-time for you. So thank you so much for all of your support over the past couple of years. And big shout out to Lucy and Vivek, who are helping us build this tool. We wouldn't have been able to do this without you, and we are so excited with how it's going. We have some really cool features in the pipeline for Billroo. For example, open banking, which will just make it so much easier to be able to import your transactions, because we'll have direct bank feeds directly in our tool. So we are so excited to roll that out in the next couple of months. And write us a comment below with the word kangaroo in it, just so we know you watched this video all the way through. Thank you. Bye.